Hi guys, Zach here with another Commander Conquer Red Alert video. In this game I'm playing a 4v4 match on the map Twin Waters. I'm starting in the bottom right position, playing as the Allies. So we're on Twin Waters. The position I'm in the bottom right, you have sort of like a ore and gem patch. So it's mainly ore, but then there's like bits of gems in between. You do need to micro your ore trucks a bit if possible. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to uncover so I can see where the gems are. So when it comes to deploying my ore trucks and sending them, I can send them to collect more gems early on, because that's just going to give me a real boost while I build up my economy into the game. So yeah, I'm going to get that thing there, and what I'm going to do is straight away go for the gems, and then I'm going to get a north silo, because that's really important if you're collecting gems, because then you're not going to waste any funds. And also I'm sending infantry to my teammate who's starting in the bottom middle, just to defend against any infantry coming across. I have two teammates above me, and I'm playing with the video game who's playing as the green. And I'm going to be getting 2 war factories out. So I'm just going to place my first war factory here and immediately build a second one. And I'm going to build 2 ore trucks so I can start building plenty of tanks with a good economy. And I think the economy's like a bit harder in the bottom right position, because quite a lot of positions you have gems. I don't have that. It's the same as the top left. I mean, I could sort of get gems if I like parked really close, and I guess one of my trucks could go over the little gap to the other side where my teammate is, but that's sort of his gem patch, so I'll let him collect there for now, and I'll just micro my ore trucks to collect as many gems as I can possibly can. So yeah, just clearing up those gems, and now I'm going to be producing medium tanks. So I can start sending them, and as soon as you're getting tanks, as soon as you're getting infantry, it's just sending them to my teammate's base, because he's going to have to defend against the people in the bottom left-hand corner. And now I've got my second ore refinery out now, so I'm going to get a 3rd war factory. I am going to need to build some more trucks just to improve my economy, so I can actually utilise that increased speed I'm going to get for building tanks. But yeah, you can see the enemy there with quite a lot of infantry. I don't see any tanks yet, but there will be some behind those infantry. And I just need to make sure I'm okay on power as well, so as soon as I get that medium tank out, I'm going to be producing. And I'm also going to build a radar dome, just so I can see what's going on. But you can see now a little bit of movement from Orange. He's got a light tank coming, and I think he's really trying to do some scouting. And I'm just testing a bit here, just going a little bit forward, sending some of my infantry forward. I've lost quite a bit there though, so maybe I didn't get as good trade as I would have liked. And yeah, I need to start building those medium tanks again. But now we're just having a bit of a test. But you can see there's just a bit too many. There's quite a lot of infantry there that do a bit of damage as well. So I'm going to hang back with my teammate, because we should really, it'd be good if we can attack together. I'm just going to try and get the squash on some of those infantry though. And now pulling back. And now you can see green inside my base. So obviously there was someone there, but I think he's got rid of them. Oh, it would have been that light tank, wouldn't it, that went past before. So you can see my teammates getting quite a lot of heavy tanks there, playing as the Soviets, and they're going to be more durable than our medium tanks. And you can see Orange is using light tanks there. And yeah, just waiting back for now. And what we have to also be conscious of is, with Twin Waters, what you have to often do is you have to think about like what's happening at the other side of the map. Because there's sort of like 2 fronts, and it's the front that loses first usually. And I'm just looking at the top there, and what I've seen is the enemy have got boats on our side of Twin Waters. And so now I'm going to have to go in, because it's sometimes a race against time, and you just need to go in and try and like win your side of the map first. And it's whoever wins their side of the map first that usually wins the game. So if we lose the top, I'm going to need to be careful. So now we're pushing in. You can see the video game is with me, and we're starting to be able to push them back quite a bit. It's looking very good for us at the moment. You can see they've got about the same number of tanks, but you can see the video game just has so many heavy tanks, and they're just so bulky and hard to destroy. So now we're pushing Orange back. We can see that Orange is switching to medium tanks, which is probably a better choice in this situation. but it looks like we have the slight upper hand for now. I do see that Orange is using some base defences. He's got pillboxes there, but they're not that effective against tanks. They don't do that much damage. They do a bit of damage, obviously better than nothing, but it's turrets that do a lot of damage against vehicles. And what I'm doing now is, I know the video game's got like a pretty good stronghold there, so I'm going to try and take my tanks to a different part of the base, because it's much harder to defend when you've got tanks attacking from different angles. And now we're going to go for the economy of Orange. So you can see he's got one of his ore trucks there, and we'll see if we can take that out. And for every ore truck we take out, obviously it's going to be much harder for Orange to build back up. And now he's going for the attack on me with a couple of medium tanks. Well, that's not going to be enough, and it looks like we've got a second ore truck down. And Orange's economy has taken a hammering, and now you can see the video game going right through his base, and he's lost a war factory there, and it looks like a second war factory is going to go down as well. And it doesn't look like Orange is going to be in a situation where he's going to be able to bounce back. At home though, I'm just keeping on building my economy. And one thing I should mention is this is sort of like a variant of Twin Waters, so we can't like go through the middle of the map because there's like AI Tesla there, so it's not like the standard version. This is actually the first time I've played this version, but it gives us a bit of I mean, it makes it a bit safer when you're playing in the bottom middle and you know that no one's going to come from the top middle down the middle. Well, they could, but they'd have to fight through the Tesla, which would be very difficult. But yeah, we could see we're fighting Orange now. We're taking out a couple of tanks there, and I can see his ore refinery right at the top. Those ore trucks look like they're long distance mining, and Red is coming back on the attack. But yeah, and also Yellow is coming in to provide a little bit of support. And now I've got a service depot just so I can build a MCV. But right now you can see those red tanks and yellow tanks, they might get the upper hand working together. And you can see also Red does have some naval units, so they will be providing a little bit of damage also. But I think I'm going to have to pull back from this position. I might destroy some of those orange builder structures, which are next to that ore patch. And now I've got my MCV out, which I'm going to take to Orange's base and start trying to use the ore on the left side of the map. But right now we're just pulling back and regrouping before we go on the attack again. You can see Green destroying some of those base defences from Orange, and it looks like they are going to go down. I think that's Orange pretty much out of the game. I think he does have like an ore refinery up there, but he can't build anything. He's got no war factories and he's got no barracks. And you can see Red going on the attack there, but getting cleaned up and going back to his base. Now what we're going to take a look at is what happened up above, because earlier, before we attacked, we saw there was naval units from the top team. So we're going to see how they did against R2 playing on the top right. And you can see that's when I saw the naval units firing. So you can see there's some destroyers from Cyan, but you can also see that Purple has built a naval yard. And obviously those destroyers are going to be annoying. They can do a bit of damage to tanks. And the big worry is if they get cruisers. Now you can see that Purple Greg has got in a destroyer as well, and now he's starting to build more destroyers, and he's trying to take out these units of Cyan. He's got a couple there. It looks like he's going to lose one of his destroyers, but he's got another one. He's got a healthy one there, and I'm sure he has more on the way to be building. Yeah, another destroyer's out now. He did lose that one earlier, but that Cyan destroyer looks like it's going to go down. And he's got quite a good trade there, because he's like had 2 destroyers firing on a single one. And you can see those destroyers firing on the infantry are actually doing very little damage at all. If they're firing on tanks, it'll probably be much better. The worry is, as I said earlier though, if they get cruisers, they can take out mass numbers of infantry in one shot. And then when you get a number of them, they could do major damage to tanks and also structures. So it's important that my team win this fight. And Greg now coming in with the destroyers, taking out Cyan's, that one from Cyan, and now he's going for the naval yard. If he can get the naval yard down, that'll stop production. But you can see Cyan trying to get his tanks involved in this fight, and they've done quite a bit of damage to one of those boats, taking them out. But that naval yard is on low HP, and just in the nick of time, it looks like Cyan is healing it up, and now he's just got another unit out. so not quite able to get that naval yard down. But you can see purple now, Greg, is building up his numbers, and he's outnumbering Cyan. And if he can use these numbers to his advantage, it looks like he's going to get one down, so it's 3 against 1 now. And I dare say they will be able to get that naval yard down if they go for it. And it does look like he's seen that, and that naval yard has gone down. So unless Cyan's going to build another naval yard, he has lost the water on the right side of the map. So that's good defence from our teammates there. And now they've got the water, they'll be able to do a bit of damage to this sort of deadlock they've got at the moment, because you can see Cyan and yellow there, and purple and pink at the other side. And pink has a hell of a lot of light and tanks there, and he's also bringing some mediums in at the moment. You can see that yellow using medium tanks and Cyan using heavy tanks, so that means that Cyan's actually playing as Soviets. So I don't know if there's like special rules on this map because he's been using destroyers, whereas if he's playing as Soviets, he should be only able to build submarines. So there might be like special rules on this map that I don't know about. As I say, this is the only time that I've played this map, so I don't know about all the different rules of this one. But it does look like, it does appear there are some. And now I'm getting my MCV to the left side of the map, so we're back on my game view now. And I'm going to have to be careful here actually, because my tanks are getting a bit battered by those destroyers that the Navy, that the other team have got. But we're having a bit of a fight with them at their base, at Red's base, and Yellow's having to take units down from the top of the map. And I'm just getting an ore refinery down there, just so I can start utilising that ore patch. And you can see Green is in Red's base, and I'm going to provide some support now as well, taking out some of those yellow tags, and then we'll be able to start going for some of those buildings. There's that orange ore refinery that we didn't get earlier, but I think that's Orange's last building, and Orange is now officially out of the game, even though he's been out for a little while now, in that he hasn't been able to build any units. And we can see that Red has his war factories just next to ours. I'm building an extra war factory now that's a bit close to that ore patch. I'm going to build some ore trucks to go on it, and it's also going to be in a better position so I can produce tanks closer to the battle. And I'm also not going to have to go past those naval units. But it looks like Red is in big trouble now. We're taking out that ore refinery. He's got a power plant there. I think he's got a building to the left still. But it's not looking good for him now. And he soon should be out of the game. And you can see those naval units really paying off for doing a bit of damage to our tanks. But it's definitely not going to be enough, as he's lost almost all of his base now. And you can see my teammate, the video game, going for his war factory, and I think from what I can see that's his last building, unless he's got something elsewhere, and indeed it is, and he has been defeated. And the video game picking up that crate for a bit more money, resources, which I could use at the moment actually, because I am quite low, because I've now got 4 war factories producing, which is going to give me a great tank building speed, but I need to be able to utilise that by collecting a lot of resources. But now we're trying to break through into Yellow's base. We can see he's got quite a few medium tanks, and he's created, the land's got a bit of a bottleneck there, so it's going to make it a little bit more difficult for us. But you can see we're trying to break through. We do have the better tank numbers, and it looks like we're going to be able to get through here, unless Yellow's going to has more like reinforcements. I don't know, he might have some further up the map where we can't see at the moment. And yeah, you can see he's getting pushed back now, and I've got Green, the video game, behind me with his heavy tanks, so he's going to be able to push through as well. And I'm building another MCV, because what I want to do is I want to move and build a base in the middle left. And you can see Cyan with the MiGs, and he almost managed to destroy my construction yard, but not quite. And now Yellow, you can see he's got quite a lot of tanks there, and it seems he had some reinforcements held back, and now it looks like Yellow has the better tank numbers, and we might need to fall back a little bit. You can see it's not looking good for us, and I'm just going to fall back and regroup, because I do have quite a few reinforcements coming in. I've also got my MCV coming up to this middle patch here. You can see that the video game's still in there with his heavy tanks, but they are going to get eaten up because Yellow has great numbers there. And that's what's happened. Like, yellow has been building up all game. Same with cyan. But you can see now cyan's getting attacked by my teammates from the radar dome. His base is just full of pink and purple. And now I've got my... Now, I have a choice here. I could move my MCV back. But sometimes, like, if you have buildings, if they attack my buildings, then... I mean, I'm going to be able to destroy some of their tanks, so I might lose this base, but it could just act as a sacrifice, sort of a sacrifice. I'm also going to be building some turrets here, just to help me in this battle against yellow, because yellow does have a lot of medium tanks there, and let's see how this goes. You can see my forces being whittled down. I don't have much at all, but I should have decent reinforcements coming in, although my economy could be better when I've got 4 war factories, but now yellow pushing in. It looks like he's going for the construction yard. So I am going to lose that, it does appear. And that goes down. But while he's destroying my buildings, I'm going to be destroying his tanks. And slowly but surely, we're managing to whittle them down. My teammates, the video game, has also got good tank numbers in there. And those are heavy tanks, so they're going to do a little bit more damage. And you can see those tank numbers are now starting to fall down. And yellow not having as great tank numbers as he did before. We'll have to see, is he going to go for the ore refinery? I think he might. But all his tanks are being taken out, so even if it does go down, he's going to lose all those tanks there. And it looks like we might be able to make it survive. I've got a few more turrets down. Let's see if we can take out those last tanks of yellow. And it does appear we're able to do that. And now we can go for the attack on yellow's base. And you can see yellow's base is being absolutely swarmed. So yeah, like we took the bottom left quite quickly because we thought we had to go in to save my teammates. It seemed my teammates didn't need saving. They did a great game themselves. Managed to hold the position at the start, and then when they had the opportunity, they went in and took out cyan and then yellow as well. So well played to them as well. So thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video.